If someone had told Aisha, the barefoot orphan who used to beg outside the general hospital, that one day she would walk through those same hospital doors wearing a white coat with Dr. Aisha Bello embroidered on it, she would have laughed through her tears and said, "Doctors don't come from dust, but destiny, as always, loves proving people wrong." Aisha's earliest memory was of hunger. Her mother died when she was 5, her father a year later from an accident that no one investigated. She grew up on the streets of Kaduna, sleeping under market stalls, bathing in public taps, and begging for food near the hospital gates. Every day she would watch nurses rush past in white uniforms, their shoes clicking like thunder. Something about their confidence fascinated her. She would sit on the pavement whispering, "One day I'll be one of them." People laughed. A beggar? Nurska. But her dreams were louder than their laughter. At night, Aisha and her friend Binta scavenged for leftovers in dustbins. They made a game of it, pretending they were chefs choosing ingredients. Aisha's favorite find wasn't food, though, it was books. Torn pages, old-school notebooks, discarded exam papers. She collected them like treasure, tracing letters with dirty fingers. A, B, C, she'd mumble under the moonlight. Doctor starts with D. One rainy evening changed everything. As thunder rolled and the streets flooded, a car skidded near where Aisha was huddled. Inside was a crying woman holding a baby burning with fever. "Please," the woman shouted to passers-by. "The hospital won't take us until I pay deposit." People ignored her. Without thinking, Aisha ran forward, helped push the car into shelter, and held the baby's hand, singing softly until the rain stopped. The woman, desperate, looked at her and asked, "Child, why are you helping me?" Aisha replied, "Because no one helped me when I cried." The next morning, the woman returned, with food, medicine, and something Aisha had never seen up close: kindness. Her name was Dr. Ngozi, a pediatrician at the same hospital. "You remind me of my daughter," she said. "Would you like to go to school?" Aisha nodded slowly, afraid it was a dream. Within a week, she was enrolled in a nearby public primary school. She struggled at first. Letters danced, numbers mocked her, but she studied like her life depended on it. Because it did. By 12, she was top of her class. By 16, she was tutoring others after school. Dr. Ngozi paid her fees, fed her, and reminded her constantly, "Intelligence is nothing without integrity." Aisha never forgot. Even when other students mocked her torn uniforms, she smiled. "Today's rags can cover tomorrow's royalty," she'd say. Then tragedy struck again. When Aisha was in senior secondary school, Dr. Ngozi was diagnosed with cancer. Hospital bills mounted and she grew weaker. One day, Aisha visited her bedside, holding her hand tightly. "Promise me," Ngozi whispered, "that you'll finish what we started." Tears blurred Aisha's vision. "I promise." 2 weeks later, the woman who had rescued her took her last breath. Aisha almost gave up. Grief is a kind of hunger that food can't fill. But she remembered her promise. She worked as a cleaner at the hospital at night and studied during the day. The same nurses who once ignored her now smiled faintly when she passed, though few knew her story. One evening, while mopping the corridor, she overheard 2 doctors discussing a scholarship program for orphans who excelled academically. She applied, submitted an essay titled "Healing Those Who Are Invisible," and prayed. 2 months later, a letter arrived. "Congratulations! You have been awarded a full scholarship to Ahmadu Bello University. Aisha screamed, laughed, and cried all at once. When she stepped onto the university campus for the first time, she whispered, "Mama Ngozi, we did it." The road wasn't easy. There were days she went hungry, nights she studied by candlelight when power failed. But the same determination that once pushed her to beg now pushed her to excel. She graduated top of her class, earning distinction in pediatrics, the very field of her mentor. When she walked into Kaduna General Hospital years later as a newly posted medical doctor, some of the same nurses who once brushed past her froze in disbelief. "Is that not the girl who used to beg here?" someone whispered. Aisha smiled warmly. "Yes, it's me. I came back to heal others." Her story spread through the hospital like wildfire. Patients wanted to meet the doctor from the street. She treated everyone, rich, poor, beggar, child, with the same kindness she once craved. But Aisha wasn't satisfied with just a title. She founded the Street to Clinic Foundation, an initiative offering free medical checkups and scholarships to children living on the streets. Every weekend, she and her volunteer team would visit slums, vaccinate kids, and hand out books. "Education and health are twins," she told reporters. "You can't save one without the other." One afternoon, while giving a talk at her old school, she saw a shy girl in torn clothes staring at her white coat with awe, the same way she once looked at nurses. After the session, the girl approached her timidly. "Auntie, can I be like you?" Aisha bent down, touching her shoulder. "You can be greater than me," she said. "Just don't stop dreaming when people laugh." Years later, when the government honored her with the National Humanitarian Award, Aisha stood before the crowd and said, "I am not a miracle. I am a result of one woman's kindness and my refusal to waste it." Her voice trembled as she added, "If one doctor can heal a patient, one act of compassion can heal a generation." When she finally built a children's hospital in memory of Dr. Ngozi, she placed a simple plaque at the entrance. "For the woman who gave me a future, and for every child the world forgot." That hospital became a haven for orphans across the north, a place where no one was turned away for lack of money. Aisha spent her life there, healing, teaching, and proving daily that greatness isn't born from privilege but perseverance. When she died peacefully at 68, surrounded by former patients and students, the hospital bell rang for an hour. Children in clean uniforms stood outside, holding candles and whispering her favorite words. "Doctors can come from dust." Moral of the story: circumstances don't define destiny, choices do. Compassion can rewrite any story, and education is the bridge between poverty and possibility. Aisha's journey reminds us that even from the lowest place on earth, you can still rise high enough to touch the lives of thousands. Every folktale has a lesson, and this one's just the beginning. If this moment touched your heart, don't let it end here. Hit that like button to show your love. Subscribe so you never miss the next chapter. And share this video with someone who needs to hear this today, because sometimes one story can change everything.
Chasing a light